Greetings and welcome back, one and all, to Project Highrise, where in this episode we're going to implement a few little things here and there that I've been thinking on since yesterday. Specifically, these things are going to be a swanky new setup for our lobbies. Get rid of those then, and get rid of that one, and as soon as you're... Oh no, you're going to be stuck outside. Oh, phew. Okay, sometimes they do get stuck, and it's kind of silly, but, you know, it's just one of those things. Now, what we would like over here, honestly, I think I would like some just glass there, and glass over here as well, but we'll continue that up in the future as we go. Down here, however, I want something very different. I want some elevators, please. All the way down. Now, I've been looking at some of the advice that I've been given in the comments, and some of it was really interesting. The idea specifically of how to connect the underground to all three towers. Specifically, the metro line is an important connection. So, we're going to be seeing what we can do with that. It is going to require a little bit of renovating, a little bit of moving things around, and that is a shame because it's going to cost us a lot of money in the meantime. And, we could go ahead and continue building this up, I suppose. And there's probably a reasonable pressure on us to do that. So sure, okay. Let's go ahead. Well, actually, we're going to have to wait until the next day to do that. But what I'm going to be doing is connecting these floors up down here. Now, it's going to cost a fair old whack of cash to do that, because I'm going to pause it, and then I need to do this. It pains my soul. But the end result is that we then have a pretty swanky little setup, much in the same way that we do things moving our tower upwards. We have to do it in the reverse to build a basement like this. But that should be cool. I think it'll be really, really cool just to have this layer connecting. These two layers specifically. I will have the trash collection moved, though. I don't want it on this floor there. I would like that moved somewhere else. Let's find out, where are we going to put the trash collection? I could put the trash collection over there. I could put the trash collection up there, perhaps. Let's see. I would actually kind of like the trash collection to be over here instead. So let's go ahead and build this out and take it down, because I'm going to have to do that anyway. And then the same over on this side, because we're going to want elevators over there. There we go. Now, this is expensive to do for very little actual gain, but it should be pretty fun once it's all done. Right, we'll pop that in there, and then we're going to delete this one, like so. Hopefully my construction crew can get over there and build that up for me fairly quickly. And people are now able to walk back and forth with ease. We'll have these bins on these levels. I'm also going to be moving the bottled water away to a different position. So let's go ahead and do that. Bottled water can go over there, at least one of them. Now I can get rid of one from down there. Going to need to move over electricity to the bottled water area. I'm not going to need to move the phone, thankfully. There we go, and of course it's going to take forever to do that work, because that, for some reason, takes priority over building new buildings, but alright. Next, oh, it's going to cost so much to do this, but alright. Let's draw this out. All of our money, gone in an instant, gone in a flash, in fact. And then we'll draw this out. That's the normal layer that I wanted to go out to. Then these. There we go. Actually, I'll allow it to go out 2 more. Well, that doesn't really give us much room for anything there. But I do like the idea of having it just restricted. Just these 2 layers connecting. I don't know why. I just think it looks cool. But we'll connect it up there then. There we go. And I suppose we could put some bottled water over there. Oh, wow, really? We've got more service... The caterers had more service calls than they could handle? Wow. Okay. Wasn't expecting that, I will be perfectly honest with you. Let's move this trash collection right over there into the corner. And we're going to need another one down the bottom, actually. So I guess we're going to do that. And delete this one for now. And we can just paint in this wall there. Or at least once they've finished doing their work. We'll do that over here as well. Just paint that in. There we are. Now, so far, we've not actually added really any additional income to the tower. We've just smartened it up a little bit here and there. But I'm hopeful that it'll make a difference. Now, unfortunately, the catering service require... Let's find you. A little bit of everything. Gas, water, phone, and electricity. So we're going to need to bring down the electricity closet and the gas and water. There we go. And then plonk down a catering service. Fairly expensive, but worth it in the long run. I'll bring that out. Phone as well. Then water, and finally gas. Oh, that was a little bit more than necessary. So we'll just cut that back for now. There we go. That should help out a fair old bit. Now, while all that's going on, let's see about increasing this part of the tower, shall we? Just take that up a level. There we are. We'll also go ahead and smarten this area up as well. There we go. I think we'll have just some regular lighting there. Maybe a plant there. And you know what? Sure, we'll have a little cabinet on that side. I think that looks rather awesome. And we'll take the elevator up then. But there we are. So we've linked up all of the towers in the way that I want them to be linked up. And we can start planning for the future now as we go forward. Now, I have thought about sky bridges. And my thoughts are yes. Sky bridges. However, I'm not sure how often we're going to do it. I think we might do it every 5 floors. So 5 floors, sky bridge. 5 floors, sky bridge. And they won't necessarily always be service floors. They might be. Certainly that's a possibility. But I kind of like the idea of just going sky bridge. I'm not going to put an overhang on this building specifically. I think we will keep that one to... Just this actual building here. We'll have some nice plaza decorations over there, so on and so forth. It'll look grand, I tell you. It'll look absolutely wonderful. Right, our money has not gone down that much, and I'm pleased to say that. It's going to take them a while to finish building this, though, I'm afraid. But in the meanwhile, let's go ahead and start building... Oh, wait, no, we need them to do that. Drat. Okay, well, new construction office might be worth getting then, though I could go to the plaza decorations. Oh, I'm afraid it has to be there. Right, plaza decorations and outdoor art. It's going to be a little while before we can get that, I'm afraid. But we can, at the very least, place down some nice little trees. We can have that there, for example. I think that is lovely. And then we'll just have a regular floor leading up to it. Then we can have like a larger tree maybe, about there. That'd look nice too. Regular floors on either side, and maybe a triple... Well, no, double-seater. No, tell you what we'll do. We'll remove that one, then we'll have another double-seater on this side. Right there, and then a single little hedge. Or maybe a little potted plant. Yeah, a little potted plant, just for now. How about on this side? How much room have we got to play with on this side? 2, 3? Yeah, we got 3. Okay, well, we'll have a nice 3-wide hedge leading in. And on the other side, I believe it was 2. But I could be wrong. No, it was actually 3 on this side as well. So we'll have another triple hedge there. That's starting to look lovely. We'll eventually replace the plaza decorations that we've got with fountains and the likes. We'll have one there. One there as well. Big double seats on both locations. And maybe a big tree. Yes, that looks wonderful. Pretty. Right. Oh, you know what I've done? Is I've done that, even though I intend to put Skybridge. Well, it might be a while until I'm up on those floors, so maybe I haven't wasted quite as much time as I probably have, unfortunately. Right, let's get up there and renovate those buildings, please. Now, it's going to be a fair old while before we can afford that. 45 influence before we can get that one now. That's a bit of a shame, but we'll see. Eventually we'll get it. Eventually we'll have all of the things, so... over here, what we want to go for is... Well, they're getting their work done. Well done them. Gives us a little bit of time to flesh out the decorations on these locations straight away. Thank you very much for the money there. We'll place down this plant there. And I think maybe... How about just a water cooler right there? I think that'll be fine. Right, so we want double offices once again. And as always, we are always going to need electricity out there. And the same on this side as well, come to think of it. And then everything else is variable depending on the offices that we put down. Now, we've already got creative offices, so we don't need any more of those. We could go for legal and financial, perhaps, and I think that would be a cool one. Legal offices, we've only got one legal, unfortunately. This one needs a greater variety of restaurants that serve dinner. What about financial? Yeah, they need a lot more places that serve dinner. Very well, we'll get this one in. All they need is an extra phone line, so we'll run that across, just like so. So we need a new place that serves a dinner. Well then. I would like to move this though first, so let's quickly move that bottled water. We'll put that over here, shall we? Yes. Yes, we shall. That's already connected, so I can just go ahead and delete that straight away, and then we can get a place that serves dinner. We'll put it over there here, actually. So let's go in there. A plate. Oh, actually, we could go for a large restaurant if we really wanted to. I kind of like that idea, honestly. Yeah. Let's go for a large restaurant then. Now, what exactly will this large restaurant require? Italian restaurant, serves dinner and has a bar, needs water, gas and electricity, and expects rubbish bins on the same floor. Okay, well... That being said, right now we don't have to have rubbish bins on this floor. That is quite nice. So, what I'm going to do is I am actually going to put this on the upper floor, right there. And when Italian restaurants again... yeah, I guess we'll go with Ricky's. Now we're going to need to run the water and gas all the way from over there, which is kind of a pain. Oops, the wrong thing there, but oh well. Shouldn't be too terribly bad. And gas all the way across, and then electricity, which is already there, which is nice, but I can cut that back. Probably shouldn't have done that. All things considered, we didn't really need to. We could have just run it all the way over there. Well, it'll depend, I guess. Everything will always need electricity, so... there we are. Can we get some more renovating done? Thank you. Now, this is all set up and should be good. There we are. Okay, let's have a look. Will I get financial offices now? Yes, I will. Fantastic. Expect IT and computer repair services. Alright. We'll get that set up for you. So, telephone line out to there. And then IT and computer repair services. Computer and IT services. They're going to require a phone line. That's fine. We can easily pop that there, or we can add it over here. That'll leave us space for... Well, not for very much. So instead I will build it over here. So we'll get that done. We're going to need electricity and telephone. So let's get that down as well. And while that's going on, let's have a look at this. We'll go with legal here. And then financial services on the far side. There we are. And we're going to need to run the phone line out as well. Perfect. Now all we need is the IT and computer set there. We need more bottled water. Now, where have we got the largest press of... I would say we've got the greatest need for that in this building, honestly, because of the amount of offices we have. So, let's go ahead and build the bottled water right there. And then we'll add in... You know what I would like to do? I would actually like to build out this a little bit further on this side. So, it's 1, 2... 1, 2, yeah. I think that would actually be cool, and then I can run that down there even, which would be even cooler. Right, that one's already hooked up, so that's all fine. Let's bring that out. We'll decide what we want to do with that, but I'll probably end up just moving the setup there across. In fact, I could even do it over there. No, let's shunt it over a little bit. I think would probably be the best idea. Either that or move all of these things across by one. It's a bit of an interesting question. That it might be better to have everything close together rather than having these breaks. But that being said, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I don't actually know of any kind of thing that we could put there except for services. The utilities themselves that would fit in that space. So it's probably not something we need to worry about for now. We're doing okay on the services, speaking about that, except for electricity, which is starting to get up there now. But this floor is done, so let's go ahead and add a new one. There we go. We'll also need an elevator, of course. And the... Well, have I actually needed water in any building other than the medical? I think... Yeah, medical I think is one of the only ones that does need it. Though, as we get to the much later stage buildings, offices, they may have a larger need for that kind of thing. So, it's probably best that I am including it right now. Even though it does seem to be not really used by the vast majority of office buildings. Pop that in there, and you know what? We got a bit of money. Why not have a bit of art? There we go. You can have some nice art on that floor. Especially because this is where the doctor's surgeries are. We want the patients to be at ease, and what better way to put them at ease than surrounding them by beautiful pieces of art? Let's see. We want a medium. Pop that one there. And this one could be medical services. 430. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Now we're going to need phone lines as well. At least out to these ones. And almost certainly out to the others as well, thinking about it. So we may as well run that out. There we go. This should be an easy one for us to complete now. I have another medical service there. There we go. Wonderful. Not doing too badly. We're up to 6,055 per day. I'm liking that. Now we can continue this going on up. Eventually I am going to move all of these across the side. Oh, there we go. Fantastic. Wow, have we just launched... We've launched fireworks. How glorious. Alright, remarkable retail, or people magnets, or more commuters. White-collar office workers are the backbone of modern service economy. You know, increasing the number of office workers in your building by 250, that'll be a little bit hard. People magnets, since you've already done so well... let's have a look. They'll advance you a bit. Accomplished once you reach a population to 250. That is hard. That was just office workers. This is everyone, so including the commercial workers. Remarkable retail, though. Okay, well, I think we'll take this one. There we go. Alright, have 50 visitors in your building at a time. Clothing stores, computer and large electronics, shoe stores, handbags and briefcase, appliance and houseware. Very well. So we need to start building probably the medium stores at this point then. Alright. Then let's get on with that. We'll actually start off by building up for that. There we go. And popping down elevator and taking up the utility closet as well. And I'm liking the idea of just having windows on the outside, honestly. So people can just walk around the perimeter of the building and just stare out. I think that would actually be pretty cool. Let's get the final financial buildings in here. There we go. We don't need 4. We only needed 3 of each, but we need as well. There we go. So that'll give us 4 floors. We want 1 more. What we might put there, though, is the question. In fact, we've got enough money. Let's go ahead and build that floor right away as well. There we are. So make things nice and easy for us. We've got a fair old whack of money there as well from completing that that contract. Large offices. The City Department of Revenue would like to broaden the tax rolls with some additional large offices. The bigger they are, the more they pay. Help them out by moving in 6 large offices. They're not picky about what kind, though. Alright, that's actually not a bad option there. Okay, large offices it is. Okay. We'll wait for all of that to be built, obviously, before we start doing anything there. But we are now at the point where we can have a new construction office, and this is super useful. Let's go ahead and build that new construction office, shall we? Drat. 1 too wide. That is quite annoying. But this building is almost certainly going to have quite a lot of construction going on, so getting the construction office in that one is actually not a bad idea. Okay, let's have a look at how people are feeling. Profitability, they're not doing too well. Satisfaction, most places are actually highly satisfied. I'm liking that. That's pretty cool. Traffic, crazy amounts of traffic around these areas. Elevator-wise, yeah, more or less. You know, everything that needs it has it. Noises, the noises are kept away from the office blocks, which is cool. Smells, not as bad as I was expecting. Well, okay, that's actually pretty cool. Let's see if we need to do any maintenance, though. Yes, we do. Quite a lot, unfortunately. Right then, we want some medium stores, it seems. So, let's plot one of those down and see what we can do. Clothing store. We need... sure, we'll go with J. Chang Apparel there. And all of these stores are going to need power. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to fit in 3, unfortunately. I should have checked that out. And then next... No, we're not. That is quite the shame. However, could we fit in a small and then a large? I think, yes, we can. And it even fits perfectly. Wow, that was useful. Draw that out. Computers and electronics. Let's go for IPD Electronics or Richie's Electronics. No, we'll go with IPD Electronics, even though there's less money. I don't know, when it comes to electrical stores, I don't like stores that have the owner's name in it. I don't know why. But whereas that is almost endearing when it comes to restaurants, because you're like, good. You know, there's a family owns that restaurant. They probably pass down family recipes from father to son, from mother to daughter. In an electronics store, it's like, nah, I don't know. It sounds odd, but it's like, I don't want the human feel there. I want the machine feel. I would like an electronics store whose name was entirely in binary, because it's run by machines, because machines build good machines. Humans build machines that will break eventually, because humans understand that if they built a machine that didn't ever break, they would only get one sale. And humans are conniving little shits. Pardon the language. Right, okay. That's all set up. Good. And you know what? Let's put in a book and magazine store so that... where's the last... There's one down there. Yeah, this can be like fashion and computer magazines. Storeroom. Oh, we need an extra storeroom. Damn it. Let's see... We'll pop this in right there. Perfect. There we go. There we are. Right, let's go for the book and magazine store. And Western Street Books. Bonk. Excellent. And more windows. Always more windows. Maybe a little bit of art. I think we could stretch to a little bit of art, perhaps. Maybe something there. Maybe something there. On the lower floors, though, it's just going to be some regular plants, I think. There we go. Perfect. Well, hopefully that's going to start drawing in some patronage. Right, well, let's have a look at these. These are gigantic offices. I could afford to fit in... Yeah, I could afford to fit in one of these, which is only 1, 2, 3, 4 wide. Yeah, I think I will. There we go, and we'll have some basic ones on the very edges. We'll have a nice sort of entry point there. Right, financial offices. We need greater variety of large restaurants. Greater variety of large restaurants. Greater variety of large restaurants. Lots of things. Lots of things. So creative, I think, would be nice. That gives 720. This gives 860. But this one only requires temporary staffing service and building security services. This one requires auditing, professional marketing, and building security services. That one only requires temporary staffing. No, we'll probably go with creative for that reason then, I would say. So that means this needs to be creative, just because it would make more sense to me. There we go. Also, there we go. We're going to need electricity and telephone on all of these floors. Oh, there we are. And telephone as well. Perfect. There we go. Now, here, it'll be very nice. In fact, we haven't got access to medium art yet. Medium artworks will cost 60 influence, but those would be fantastic positions for some medium art because it's too wide. I could have the large, too wide medium artworks in those positions there. Okay. Well, we need an extra large restaurant, so let's go ahead and build one of those. I'm going to say if we build it there and move this across here for now. We'll eventually put it somewhere else, but for now I'm just going to place it there, and then we're going to delete this one. There we go. We're bringing in a reasonable amount of cash flow at the moment. I would probably say spread the news about the shopping and dining destinations available in your tower. The temporary fame will allow your stores and restaurants to command premium prices and extra sales during the campaign. I mean, that's just going to make my areas a little bit happier, I would say, overall. Also, we desperately need more renovations going on. My goodness. We'll also fill that in. Oh, we're at the point where we need more copying. Okay. Well, let's get that done first then. Copy services. That can fit in nicely with there. And we'll place this down here and just run a little bit of electricity across. There we go. Sorted. Right, down here though, we want another large store. Large restaurant. However, I'm going to leave enough room for a cafe, sorry. We're going to go with a family restaurant. And for this one, we'll go with, sure, yellow and white family restaurant. Let's get that across. We're going to want water and gas as well. There we go. And then we can have a small cafe as well. And it will be Soma Coffee Co. or Central Park Coffee. Of these two. I mean, that one pays much more rent, but I really quite like Soma Coffee Co. The name just appeals to me for some reason. We'll go with that. Right, now has that been enough? Yes, it has. Fantastic. So we're going to go Lincoln Park Agency and Ray Jackson Group. There we are. Now, we need temporary staffing. Let's go ahead and get that. Where are we? Temporary staffing services. It's actually quite a large building, that one. So we'll build it all the way out to the edge and then pop that one in. There we go. And, well, we're getting up there with influence, honestly. It's actually going quite nicely. Quite nicely. I'm going to put in a little bit more art. Go ahead. Have that there. You deserve it. I'm not sure what you did to deserve it, but I'm sure you did something. We're fine over there. We'll enhance that in a little bit. But for now, fantastic. You finished the work. Let's go ahead and get in the temporary staffing services. Oops. I'm going to spread that out a little bit because I want to put some reasonable decorations in here because, oh dear, we just lost something. Oh no! I've been expanding far too quickly. What did I lose? What did I lose? I think I may have only lost something over here. Yes, one of those. Damn. Damn, 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 and blast. My bad, everyone. I knew this was coming too, so I can't really blame her on anything but my own negligence. We'll pop that one in there then. Tonk. There we go, that should be good now. But that is most vexing. I should have been paying more attention. I was caught up in thinking I want to add in some chairs for the temporary staff to go and stand at, ready to go into the staffing agency and give their resume and see if any of the officers upstairs need them to work for the day. And then I let everyone down. I'm sorry, everyone. My bad. I fully accept that this responsibility is my own. Well, that one... Oh, I'm actually not sure what we're going to put there. Let's have a look at what facilities are there. Well, telephone lines, so I guess accounting? Sure, we'll go with you. There you go. Welcome to the office. Now, as for the next layer, let's go ahead and get that ready. Just draw that out. There we go. We're bringing in a healthy amount of money at the moment. I'm not spending it faster than we're making it, which is, frankly, reassuring, because it isn't always that way. We'll add this in there. We'll probably not have just windows, and in fact, I'm going to rotate this around. We're not going to have the large there. We're going to have the small first, and then the large behind it, I think, would be grand. Now, we've got 50 visitors. We just need some more stores. Sure, we can go ahead and start building some more stores then as well. Let's draw this out. There we go. And of course, run these up. I will laugh if it ends up being that no store ever needs water and I'm just wasting that space. Well, I say I'll laugh. What I mean is I'll cry. But, we'll pretend it was laughter. Laughter that made my cheeks wet. There we go. So we'll add this in there. And then a large office behind it. There we go. Perfect. Ooh, some more cash. We're up to 7,900 a day, which is quite nice. Yeah. Okay, so we've got tech offices, medical offices. They require a greater variety of large stores. Tech requires greater variety of large stores, large restaurants, and needs more technical offices to attract this tenant. Engineering offices, this building needs more technical offices to attract this tenant. Financial offices, they're happy. But they're going to need auditing services, professional marketing services, and building society services. That is so frustrating. I'm thinking I'm going to pay for an ad and just get more creative stores. We only need a couple more, but I think the next level will be some actual tech, perhaps. We might go for medium or something along those lines. But more creative then. Grab you and you. There we go. And run out the electricity and phone. And as you can see, by ordering it this way, I actually don't need to build as many lines, though I'm not going to take credit for that. It's, oh yeah, I thought ahead. No, I really didn't. I was just thinking, I'd like this for the aesthetic reasons, pretty much as everything else. There we go. We'll add that in there. I think the next floor will also be windows. Right, there we go. So everything is moving along. We need some more large stores, though. We cannot have large stores, however, which is quite the shame. But we can have these. Oh dear, what did I just lose? Where did I lose them? Why? Oh, security services needed. Drat, I forgot. I completely forgot. My bad, everyone. My bad. We'll add in this. Well, no, that's going to be offices over there. So, I guess at this point, I'm going to add it down here. I suppose. But that is quite annoying. damn, because I just have to pay 300 to get the get them out there looking for more people to move in on the creative offices, unfortunately. And it's going to take an age for them to clear all of that rubbish away. Oh, they really do punish you in this game for messing up. Well done, game. I approve of that. Security services is what we need in both. Have we got everything? Yes, we do. Right, so we're just waiting for this down here to be built out. Oh, that one doesn't have telephone connection. My bad. Or electricity. No wonder they left. They were like, we're getting nothing. Absolutely nothing that we want is being fulfilled. What is running this tower? Because it's not a who, it's a what. Maybe a poorly trained monkey? That's my guess. Poorly trained monkey running this bloody tower. And they're not far wrong. Pop that one in there and run another bloody ad campaign for creative services. Right, we want to bring down the electricity and, of course, the water as well. And we can just connect any restaurants on this side up with these cabinets there. We will go with... right, security services, what we need. There we go. So security services, please. So we're going to need electricity. Probably going to want a phone line. Let's see if people come down here and build that for us. Are they ever going to arrive? I just don't know. We want creative. That's another 5 minutes before that's done. It's taking them a little while to get that. Ooh, what's happening there? Oh, they genuinely need more people. Wow, okay. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. Let's go ahead and get temporary staffing then. Man, that's going to be a large building there. They need telephone, of course they do. There we go. And they're going to need it over here as well. Of course, if you're wondering why I'm leaving that free, it's because I want that for restaurants and other kinds of small shops. Down here we're going to go with, there we are. Where are you? Temporary staffing services, there. Okay, that's not too bad then. The medium and large services are handled underneath the medium and large tower. The food, that's just going to be moving back and forth across the whole thing. That's fine. We are doing okay over here. I think we will add in... you know what? We're not going to add in a smaller shop here. I don't think we've got the population to support it. So instead, we're going to do something like this. And we're just going to make this nice. It's going to be lovely. Let's do that. And let's get a nice... oh, well, actually, it's not central. So we're not going to do that. We're going to have one artwork there, one artwork there, and then we're going to have some seating, some nice furniture. There you go. People will love it. Right, so what are we up to now? Shoe stores. So let's get one of those. Thank you. We'll have a shoe store and then a handbag and a briefcase store. We'll go with Stanley and Howard handbags. Wonderful. We need electricity for both, and that is all we need, which is quite nice. There we go. And on this side, I think we'll just go with more indoor plants. And then that one there. There we are. Wonderful. We need one more. Appliance and housewares, and we've completed remarkable retail. Excellent. We need a creative office here. 700. There we are. Okay, we should generally be alright. Now, I'm wondering if people will just walk across the plaza. They do seem to walk across the plaza. They don't try to go around it in any way, which is interesting, but that's fine. You know what, though? I think we're going to increase our small offices for now, and then that's going to be the last thing we do in this episode. So let's build this out, get our elevator up there. We're going to need utilities and only electricity for this one. And then a bunch of small off... oh, well, I can't do that yet. Damn! Well, let my crew finish there. And then we can get on with that. We are going to need 13 tenants renovated though, so get out there please and do that for me. Satisfaction-wise, people are satisfied generally. No one is dissatisfied, which is good. Profitability, the newer stores are always the more profitable. Though that being said, some of these are the earliest stores, really. So well done you. Well done you on making a good profit. You've got 28 regulars. Fantastic. How about you? You've got 18 regulars. Also fantastic. You didn't do so amazing. I mean, you're really not getting the amount of money that you really want. But you're gaining regular customers, which is great. That is actually really, really pleasant to see. Right, so we want to draw this out on here. Actually, we don't. We want those. There we go. And then above, we want white on that side, but on this side, we want it to be a window. There we go. And then just lots and lots of offices. Now, the nice thing about this particular tower is we're probably not going to need much in the way of trash collection, because we've only got very few buildings that produce trash. So, generally speaking, we should be good. I'm going to run electricity to everything, because obviously electricity is a no-brainer. We need that for everything that we do. But we're going to wait to see what else we do. For example, insurance offices don't require anything other than electricity. So we're just going to build these out. There we go. And on this side, let's go for legal, because quite a few legal offices don't require a phone line either. There we are. Wow, you're paying a lot, but ooh, you want a phone line. Up here, accountants. Go with you. And there. And finally, creative offices. Now, we don't have quite enough creative offices, and that's a bit of a shame. Because I really would like to have the floor completely creative. So, sure, I'll pay the 100 to get that done there. And we'll also go ahead and place down... we'll have the... Ooh, that's right, we haven't yet placed in the phone lines, have we? Let's get those running through. There we are. And I think on this side, we're going to have, again, indoor plant. Plant there too. And I think we'll go with a shiny silver bin there. And creative offices, there we are. All is well. We're actually starting to build this place out quite well, I think. It is time for a skybridge, though. Definitely time for a skybridge right there. Obviously not one on that side. Or I could make them much more frequently. I could have them every 3 floors, if I really wanted to. I'm not sure there's that much of a need to do that, though. And realistically, the only reason I want the sky bridges is because I think they look cool. There's no need for them full stop. But overall, I think we're doing fairly well. We only need one more medium store, and that'll be the appliance and housewares store. Then we'll need to wait until we've got 50 visitors in the building at a time. And we only need 2 more large offices, which we can do on the next floor of our large and medium office tower to complete large offices. So yeah, we're definitely on our way. Let's actually have a look at what we need. We have a floor area of 1,417 of 1,500. We're easily making the daily revenue. We're making 22,000 of 2,000 daily revenue. Wow. Okay. How on earth could you possibly have that floor area for your tower without making more than 2,000? That doesn't make any sense to me. Bless you, Cariad. But we're actually not that far off on this one either. We're over halfway toward the 40,000 mark for Defy the Depression. And we are only 2 prestige off. So we're actually really close to the silver as well. Fame to boot. That one's going to be a little bit harder. That'll definitely be a little bit harder. No, actually, never mind. We've got the population, so it's literally just fill out as much space as we can until we get 2,500 floor area. So I strongly suspect we're going to get a gold star for this one. But that is going to be it from me. I hope you've enjoyed the episode and will be joining me for the next. As ever, any feedback you have is warmly welcomed down in the comment section below, and a like on the video lets me know that you'd like to see more Project Highrise in the future. But until then, take care, everyone.